Are you Matthew Aldridge?
I'm the attorney of fact for Matthew Aldridge.
You were what?
The attorney of fact.
Attorney what?
Of fact.
Attorney of fact. And what does that mean?
You know, his authorization to do legal representation.
Are you a licensed attorney?
No, I'm simply an attorney of fact.
Okay. And does that mean you have a power of attorney? What is your name?
All right, guys. Today's courtroom moment is absolutely wild. We got a man named Matthew Aldridge, or at least that's what the paperwork says. But the guy standing at the podium claims he has no name. Instead, he calls himself attorney of fact, which, by the way, isn't even a real thing in law. It's classic sovereign citizen nonsense. The court has no power over me routine. But here's the truth. Courts have jurisdiction over anyone in their area. Period. The judge doesn't buy this guy's fantasy for even a second and ends up shutting him down in the most satisfying way possible. Let's dive right in and see how this train wreck unfolds.
Yes, sir.
I don't have.
You don't have a name? Pardon?
I'm the attorney of fact for the respondent mayor.
Well, let me explain to you. Only an attorney at law can stand in court and represent a criminal defendant. And to do so otherwise violates the criminal law statutes of the state of Tennessee and could land someone who attempts to represent themselves as an attorney at law in serious trouble. I understand what you're saying. I understand you're saying an attorney in fact. And what I want you to understand is that if you have a power of attorney, then you need to demonstrate that power of attorney. Do you have a legal document called a power of attorney?
No, I do not this time.
Okay. Then you don't have any authority to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge in this court. You have no legal authority, nor do you have any authority through a legal document to represent or to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge.
Why don't the court just let me file this document?
Show it to the bailiff and he'll show it to me. Apparently there's a copy here.
So here's where things really go off the rails. This guy claims to be an attorney of fact. And to prove it, he literally hands a judge a random piece of paper. The document supposedly quotes a made-up law that gives him the right to represent Matthew Aldridge. For the record, real attorneys have to be licensed by the state and follow actual procedures, not just print something off the internet. Sovereign citizens like this love to play legal pretend, thinking they can outsmart the court with gibberish about jurisdiction or common law. But spoiler alert, it never works. Courts run on real, established laws, not fantasy ones. I honestly can't tell if these people are trolling or if they truly believe this stuff. Is this movement actually growing? Or am I just cursed to find every single case like this? Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
All right. Well, I find that Matthew Neal Aldridge has failed to appear personally in this court for the plea day on his case, which is set for trial tomorrow. And as a result, you have no standing, sir, under what I know what you're trying to do is to try to use the sovereign citizen approach to this situation. And I'm simply telling you that you do not have the right to represent Matthew Neal Aldridge. If you are, in fact, Matthew Neal Aldridge, then you need to say so and stop this nonsense, because what you're attempting to do has no legal effect. You cannot challenge the criminal law or the jurisdiction of this court by simply filing some legal mumbo jumbo having to do with civil litigation. That has civil litigation in it. It is not a criminal case that you have cited. So it has no effect on this court regarding the criminal statutes of this court. This court is empowered under the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the state of Tennessee, and by the duly elected citizens of Cheatham County to empower and enforce the laws of the state of Tennessee. And that is what I'm going to do regarding Matthew Lynn Aldridge. Mr. Aldridge is set for today to appear in court personally on what we call our last plea day before his trial date tomorrow.
Question. Is that an Article 3 trial?
To what?
Would that be a article pre-trial, a trial by jury with jury?
It would be a trial by jury, certainly it would be. But I don't know who you are. And I don't think you have any authority if you are not Matthew Lynn Aldridge to appear before this court. And you're wasting valuable time to all of these other citizens who are here today. So when I'm talking, you stop talking. No, you will when I'm finished talking. You are wasting the court's time by doing this, and I'm just simply instructing you that if you are in fact Matthew Lynn Aldridge, then this is your last day to settle your case. The trial date is set for tomorrow, and unfortunately, it will not go forward because of the fact that I have a conflict and I have to be in Stewart County on a civil matter. So we're going to assign a new trial date for Matthew Lynn Aldridge. All right. To Matthew Aldridge and the individual standing before me whose name must not be altered,
Credit where it's due. This judge handled the entire situation like a pro. He kept calm, stayed composed, and shut the guy down point by point. The best part? When the judge told him he couldn't even utter his own name, that was hilarious. You rarely see judges break composure like that. But this one clearly had enough. It's obvious he's seen this kind of nonsense before and wasn't about to let another fake attorney of fact waste his time. And honestly, that's what this case really shows. How pointless these courtroom stunts are. They don't prove anything. They don't win cases. And all they do is make people look ridiculous.
Then we will set a July 15th trial date for Mr. Aldridge. Whatever this document is that you have filed is in fact invalid because it does not cite any valid criminal statute, and therefore I'm denying whatever that might be in the way of a motion. The trial date will be July 15th. The last day for Mr. Aldridge to enter a plea or go to trial will be July the 8th. July the 8th. Now, we're going to give you a card. If you are, in fact, Matthew Aldridge and you're just playing games with the court regarding this nonsense that you filed, then you may get this card and you may go on about your business. If you are not Matthew Aldridge, then I would suggest to you, you relay to Mr. Aldridge that he must appear on July the 8th, or a bond revocation will take place, and his case will be set, will take place with him in jail, incarcerated on the 15th. That's the judgment of the court. You need to take your piece of paper and go on about your business.
Sovereign citizens are a whole different breed of delusion. These are people who genuinely believe they can opt out of the legal system just by saying so. They misquote the Constitution, twist the meaning of a uniform commercial code, and act like that somehow frees them from federal and state law. But here's the reality. Jurisdiction applies to everyone within a court's geographic area, no matter what magical words you say. Judges have seen these arguments 1,000 times, and every single time, they fail. Trying to dodge taxes or dismiss a ticket with this nonsense doesn't just fail. It can land you with heavier penalties for wasting the court's time. Honestly, I don't even think these people are rebelling anymore. It's more like they're performing for attention. Either way, it's sad and a total waste of energy. Anyway, that wraps up today's breakdown. If you enjoyed this wild courtroom moment, don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell me in the comments what you think about these so-called sovereign citizens. Thanks for watching and take care.